Hello, welcome Solix Nation. We are going to talk about Day of Discovery today. And don't worry, not the one we just had, even though I could talk about it forever. I love it.
Yeah, it was such a great event.
Yes.
And we always seem to talk about Day of Discovery because we have a lot of them.
We do, 2 a year.
2 a year. And they're loads of fun. The one in September we just had was fantastic. Still swelling in all of the fun that we had with everybody. But we have one coming up and 2 coming up in 2025.
That's right. Our virtual event always is in March. And we want to have a virtual event so that everybody can come, no matter where they live. So our virtual event for March is starting on March 6, 2025, and it goes through the 11th. Now, what does that mean?
That, it's important. The very first one that we did, we had it for several days, but we had so much material to go through that people were going crazy saying, oh no, it's not enough time to get through all this. It is pre-recorded, so we give that much time so that you can watch it when you like.
That's right.
There's plenty of time to get through it.
If you have a 9 to 5, then you'll have time to watch a few videos at home when you get home from work. Or if you are a binger and you want to just watch the whole thing all at once, do that. A lot of teams like to get together and have group events and watch our Day of Discovery and add in their own training too, and that's wonderful too. However you want to do it. We just want you to know that the entire Day of Discovery will be available on the 6th of March, and it will be available through the 11th, so you have time to get through it all.
And we totally encourage that, the grouping, by the way. Even if it's just a couple of you, but if I know some groups are getting together in the 10s, one day it'll be the 100s. We love that. But get together, enjoy. That way you can bounce ideas off each other based on what you learn through the next Day of Discovery. And you've already lined up a phenomenal March event.
It's going to be great.
Yep.
September is already booked as well. September 12th and 13th, 2025, and that is in Provo, Utah. You can buy a 2025 event package right now. We've never done that before.
Yeah, this one, this last live event, we reached capacity at the venue. We have a new venue. We hope to reach capacity again, but it's a lot bigger capacity. And so what we're looking for is an opportunity for those that are committed this early to jump in, commit to both dates, and come and join us not only at the virtual in March, but at the live face-to-face one in September. That's in Provo.
That's right. And I do have to say, we have the same goal this coming September that we had this last Day of Discovery, and that is to sell out the event, and it can happen. And so we don't want that to happen to you if you're wanting to come, so get your tickets early for that event. All right, this is an announcement for all of those who earned the cruise to Mexican Riviera.
Yeah, trips for 1, trips for 2. Everybody who did, you received an email. We've sent those out. We need your response by October 11th. I hope that we don't get to the 12th and you didn't get the email.
Well, there are several emails that are unopened. So if you know you earned the cruise, go look at your email, go look at your junk mail. If you do not see the email from our events team, please call support and let them know that you have not received it. The reason we need to know by October 11th is you need to choose if you're coming on the trip or if you would like to take the payout instead. Yeah. If we do not hear from you by October 11th, we will assume that you are taking the payout, and that is a non-reversible change.
Yeah, once we book the tickets,
so
the cruise and the flights and everything, we're booked. We're into it. That's the arrangement we have with our travel agents. So we're very interested. Everybody who won, congratulations. Please look for that email.
We hope you are coming. We want you to come and hang out with you. Yes,
yep.
But if you can't, let us know. Either way, actually, let us know. Okay, we just launched a brand new digital marketing kit. Let's show them a little video about that.
Yep.
Welcome to the Digital Marketing Kit, or DMK. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to easily navigate and access everything you need to make the most of our marketing tools. There are 2 simple ways to access the DMK. The quickest way is to enter the URL, sharesolix.com, directly into your browser. Alternatively, you can log in through your back office. Once there, look for the Digital Marketing Kit button on the toolbar on the left-hand side. Click on it, and the DMK will open in a new tab. We've also made it even easier by adding a quick link in our social networking panel for instant access. Once you're inside, you'll see our featured categories right on the homepage. If you're looking for the most popular assets, newest products, or QLA business materials, you'll find them here, easily accessible. But if you're looking for something specific, like resources related to the AO scan, just use the search bar. Type in AO scan, and all the relevant assets will appear instantly. If you want to see all the assets available in the DMK, simply click on the search bar and hit enter. You'll be able to browse through everything, ensuring you never miss a valuable resource. To make things even easier, you can filter through the content on the left and right side of the page. Here you can look through all of our categories. Let's say you're specifically looking for videos about AO Core. Search AO Core, then click on videos on the right-hand side, and the results will be narrowed down, helping you find what you need even faster. You can also see all of our AO Core materials by clicking on the AO Core category on the left-hand side. We're excited for you to use our new tool, the Digital Marketing Kit. We believe these materials will empower you to grow your business, streamline your marketing efforts, and make a lasting impact. Dive in, explore, and let the DMK help you achieve your goals.
Isn't this great? It's a new resource for all. It has everything that you need to share Solex, any business ideas that you need to look at, any PDFs.
Yeah, videos. You can download all of that. And obviously, we're going to be adding a lot more material as we grow and continue. But the idea with this digital marketing kit is to give you a kit, a resource, a place to go where you can get assets, make them your own, in the way that you talk to your people, right? And how you'd like to share with your friends. And so that's available now. That is at sharesolex.com. It's available on any browser, basic Chrome, Safari, Edge, all of those. They all work. And so jump in there, start to explore how to use those assets and pull those so that you can make better use of sharing what you love so much about Solex.
That's right. Now we are going to be continuously updating that, so check back. Anytime we make a social media post, we will add those to the digital marketing kit. Also, we plan to make videos and posts that we don't post at Solex, but that you can choose to post if you would like. So many options there. We're also working on Spanish versions right now. We already have a few already translated, working on more Spanish with more languages to come.
Yeah, and like the video said, there's links in your back office to this site if you forget, sharesolex.com, that there's other places where you can get right to that page and grab that information.
That's right.
Now, we're just starting the month of October.
Yes, which means...
It's a new quarter.
Yes, quarter 4 already.
Yes, quarter 4, and it's closing out the year. We're going to close strong. We have some great incentives.
We do.
Right?
These are incentives for, let's talk about the incentives for people who sign up with you at Solex.
Yeah, so if you're talking to somebody and you're sharing the AO scan technology or the Illuminator or whatever it might be that you are so passionate about and that they need a solution for, these are things that are just aids and assists, something that we want to just say thank you on top of them joining Solex, whether as a preferred customer or as a QLA, but that they can get for free because they chose during this month to join us.
And by all means, market this. Tell them if you sign up this month, you get...
Sleep.
Sleep!
Yeah, for the month of October.
Favorite.
Yeah. It is. It's a great product. It's one of our top products. It quickly became one of our top products because everybody wants to sleep well, right?
Because it works.
Yeah, and it works. So when you look at that and you're like, okay, the month of October, what do I need to do? Well, I need to invite the person to join Solex, and with a bundle and a subscription, right? You get a bundle and a subscription, that person will automatically be sent that new bottle of sleep during the month of October. So take advantage of that. Now in November, we change. We go from sleep to we're well into fall, walking into winter.
Less sun.
Yeah, we need an immune system boost,
Yep.
all of that. And we are giving everybody the D3K2 if they enroll with the bundle and subscription.
What about December?
In December, one of a brand new thing, something I love. I find it to be just a beautiful... I find it to be a beautiful bracelet.
Kai picked it out and he designed it, so that he loves this one.
Yes, I love it.
But it is our green jade bracelet. It's our Cybin negative ion bracelet. And the green jade has a lot of significance, but one of the great, purposes of it?
Uses, the benefits,
Abundance.
the influence, abundance and
is
success.
Abundance. Yes, so how great is that? That's for December. Now, that's what's in it for your new people. What's in it for you?
Okay, so if you enroll through the quarter from October 1st to December 31st, if you enroll 3 new preferred customers or QLAs with the bundle and subscription, you're going to hear that over and over. It's kind of a routine
Don't tune it out.
process.
Don't make it white noise. It's important.
When you enroll 3 with the bundle and subscription, and that subscription successfully transacts, you will get a $100 bonus on top of the commissions that you're getting anyways.
What happens if they enroll 6?
You'll get an additional $400. That's totaling $500.
I believe that's the highest we've ever done for a 3 and 6.
That is the highest we've ever done. The highest we've done before was last Q4. And
Yeah.
so this Q4, we bumped it up a little bit more because we want to, right? It's just a great quarter. It's a great time of year. People usually spend a little bit more money
Yeah,
on friends and family. And so this is, well, maybe, pay off those credit cards.
that's right. Okay, we have a crazy incentive added on top of that.
Okay, so this one has a precursor with the new incentive trip. Now, not to mix the Mexican Riviera cruise with the new incentive that we're already in process
The
right now.
Caribbean.
The Caribbean cruise, that is in place right now. If you earn the cruise and you are a top 3 enroller in Q4 of 2024, top 3, that cruise actually is going out of Orlando. We're gonna bring you to Orlando a day early, and we're gonna have a day at Disney World in Orlando for the top 3 earners during this quarter.
I feel like you did that so you could go.
Yes, I did that so I could go. I love that.
The
That's
beauty
so fun.
of this incentive is it's anyone's. Someone could sign up today and they could win the trip to Disney World. So that's just for this quarter 4, top 3 new earners,
Yep.
not earners, top 3 people who bring people on recruiters.
Yeah, top 3 recruiters.
Get to go to Disney World when they earned the incentive trip.
And we're looking for the same factors, right? Enrolling with a bundle and a subscription, right? And the
Yep.
subscription successfully transacts. If there's a tie, we'll give it to the first 3 that achieve it.
Right.
Right? That number.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, and Disney World, maybe it's the AO youth in me that's coming out, and we want to go to Disney World.
Hey, speaking of that, last week we had a contest, and we
Yeah.
asked which part of the AO Core bundle or package intrigues you the most and
Yep.
why. And we're going to give them
That
item that
piece,
intrigues
right?
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
there's a
right.
lot of answers.
Good.
All right, let's start. First one. This is Yvonne Copping. I was so excited to see this line of supplements introduced at DoD. I've been waiting for these. I started taking them ASAP. I feel an emptiness in my gut, which is great. My bloating in my lower abdomen is going away. The huge BM they mentioned has happened too. What a relief. I have been regular ever since. I have tossed out any and all other supplements. My regimen in the morning is now Blue, Pulse, Think, D3K2, and then I mix Gut, Gold, and AO Youth in 16 ounces of water. That's what you do.
I love that.
And drink it while I'm taking AO Zymes, Biome, and Prime, while also eating a healthy fat for absorption. You're brilliant. That's exactly right.
That's exactly, yep.
That's well done. I take my Zymes before every meal, and I end my day with Prime, Blue, Think, and D3K2, and then take sleep. You're the poster child. This is amazing. 2 hours before I go to bed. I think with my new regimen, I'll be a new and improved woman, having fun, keeping track of my results. You will be a new and improved woman. I can tell you that what you're doing is exactly what you need to do to feel well.
Just give me that one again. I want to read it.
Okay.
I'm going to pick that one out again. She is
gets
so
her- Wait, hold on
smart.
a second.
I love that.
What did she win?
Oh,
Yvonne?
she gets the core. Give her the whole thing. She does everything.
Whoa, you get core.
Okay, give her the core. Give her the core. Well done, Yvonne. Love that. This is Linsel1238. So let us know who you are. I will be trying all of the core bundle products. However, the product I am most eager to try would be AO Zymes.
That's my favorite.
That's yours. Great job. Let us know who you are. We'll send you Zymes.
I do, actually, Zymes is what I notice the biggest difference on, but what I've been loving lately, youth.
Yeah.
Youth has been,
Okay, you got to my punchline. I was going to ask you what your favorite was.
Sorry. Connie Houlihan, I am using all 4 core products and love them all. I'm most excited about Gut, keeping me fuller longer. Have you noticed that with Gut?
Yes, absolutely.
I've released over 100 pounds so far using our AO Scan software, wow. And I'm certain this group of products will assist me in releasing the rest along with Infinity Hub. Thank you, Solex. You are transforming so many lives.
Yeah, I love that. I love that approach to release, right?
Oh, yeah.
To get rid of. And
Yeah.
then when you use the scanner to not only get the frequencies right, but obviously as you get healthier, you can balance or optimize those frequencies even better
It's true.
because the cellular reception to that is much more available because things are functioning
That's
right.
the whole reason we started selling supplements is to help the scanner work better.
Yep.
Really, that's all it is.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about our top enrollers. And this is September 23rd to the 29th, and we have 0 ties.
0 ties, so second place, drum roll. Congratulations, Terry Beaver. You did a great job coming in second place.
Congratulations. And in first place, we have Sheila Day.
Wow, Sheila, good job, Sheila.
Sheila's one of our pearls. Way to go. Another Solex coin coming your way. All right, well, I'm excited about the call today. Are you?
Yes.
All right, let's watch it. Hi, it's us again. We're breaking in. This is not normal.
Yeah, have you had enough of us already? I
Sorry.
mean, we're squeezing into this call because we got the names of everybody that's in the contest for the giveaway that we announced at the end of September.
Yes, and that is for a year supply of AO Core. I know there are so many people right now that are crossing their fingers and toes.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want a year of AO Core? But we have the names in here. There's a lot.
All 4 products. That's the AO Youth, the AO Gut, the Zymes, the Biome, everything's
A year
included.
supply.
For
You
a
get it
year.
every single month for a year.
Oh.
So we're going to draw 3.
Such a good deal. All right, here's first one. First winner is, and there's like 3 in my hand, but I only can pick one. Here's the one. Jared Gibbons, congratulations. You're going to get the year supply.
Wow.
I think we're going to send those out every month, right?
Yeah,
every
we'll
month
send it
they're going
every
to get
month to you.
a
Congrats,
package.
Jared. All right, next.
Jared's the first winner.
Nixie.
Somebody let him know if he's not here.
Shelly Rassenfoss.
Shelly Rassenfoss, good job. Thanks for entering the contest. All right.
Last one.
All right, I hope everybody's running these abundance frequencies. They have their green jade bracelets on. All right, I have the last one in my hand.
Who is it?
Who is it? Annette Norris. Congratulations, Annette. Okay, Jared, Annette, Shelly, all of you, 1 year supply of AO Core. Get healthier. Not that you weren't healthy before, but it just helps you get healthier. Every month we're going to send you out the AO Core. Congratulations.
Chemistry is the 15th program in Body Systems. Chemistry is a nugget of information that is going to allow you to expand your knowledge about what essential basic blood work looks like, but coming from the body system scan. So in this program, we're going to be looking at the chemistry as it relates to a normal foundational blood work, CBC, CMP, and the cofactors that go along with that, like cholesterol, thyroid, vitamin D, and a couple of other things. So as we get into what is actually a CBC? Well, a CBC is a foundational blood test that evaluates 3 main types of blood. There's red blood cells, there's white blood cells, and there are platelets. So the CBC is really important because it's a screening for different types of blood disorders. It helps detect different infections. It assesses the overall function of nutrition, and of course, it also monitors existing health conditions. So a CBC is a basic part of the blood panel that a lot of doctors will do just to see what your immune system may be doing. Along with the CBC is what we call a CMP. It's a comprehensive metabolic panel. Different from the CBC because it is actually measuring chemicals in your blood. And these chemicals are very important because they provide a ton of information about what your kidney functions are doing, what your liver functions are doing, your electrolytes, the fluid balance that's happening in your body, blood sugar levels, and protein levels. But here comes the problem. When we are looking at getting a typical blood work from the doctor, there's things that can come into play with that. Number one is it can be limited access. It's not typically a very accessible blood test because it's hard to get into the doctors. There's a long wait time. Sometimes insurance doesn't cover it. Maybe there's phlebotomy challenges, which means that maybe the phlebotomist can't get your blood out, or you have veins that are flat. It's just challenging. Sometimes there's fasting requirements. There's transportation issues that can happen. One of the biggest things, though, is the fear of needles.
That is a big phobia for a lot of people. And so being able to see what is going on in your body on a day-to-day or week-to-week basis is so powerful. Limited lab hours, and of course, the biggest one is the interpretation of your results. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get your results back and everything will look normal. Yet, you don't feel normal. So those become problems when we're trying to have accessible blood work done as compared to doing the chemistry panel that is now available to us through the AO scan. You will find the chemistry scan under Body Systems on the 15th place down. You'll see it at the very, very bottom, chemistry. You can actually deselect all of the other ones if you wish and only select chemistry, and then you'll push the scan and optimize at the very top of your scanner. Once you have these results, you're gonna start seeing different areas of the CBC and the chemistry be flagged. Anything that has an up arrow, I want you to think of that as being an elevated level. Anything with a down arrow, think of that as being a lower than optimal level. Kind of if you look at it from a standpoint of 1s and 2s, maybe on the higher side, and 8s and 9s on the lower aspect. Now, I also want you to know that before we jump in, yes, the chemistry panel is also in the vitals scan. However, it's different. How it is different is because when you do a vital scan, the vital scan is looking at your entire body. It's looking at your meridians, your chakras, your foods. It goes into digestion, parasites, bacteria, all the things. So all of these markers that are there are being looked at as a whole. When we're looking at it through chemistry, we're only looking at the white blood cells, the red blood cells, the CBC, the chemistry panel as its own entity. So that's very important to know. Now, as we get into the CBC, the red blood cells are they transport oxygen. They transport it from your lungs to the rest of your body, and then they return carbon dioxide to your lungs for exhalation. So this is critical at maintaining your oxygen levels in your tissues. In addition to red blood cells, right below that, you're gonna see what's called hemoglobin and hematocrit. Hemoglobin and hematocrit, these are proteins that bind to oxygen and give your red blood cells their color. So the hematocrit is gonna measure the percentage of red blood cells in your blood. What we're looking there is if you ever have gone into the doctor and your red blood cells are low, so maybe you're anemic, your iron levels are low, it's gonna be shown to start through your hemoglobin and hematocrit because those levels will be down. Contrary to that, if they're up, it just means that your blood is clumping together and that the oxygen is unable to transport properly through your body. Then there are MCV, MCH, and MCHC. Now these all measure the size, the amount, and the concentration of the hemoglobin in your red blood cells. Then we get down to the white blood cells. And the truth is the white blood cells, in my opinion, and their components are probably the biggest golden nugget of this entire thing. So white blood cells are critical for measuring your immune system. They help the body fight infections by attacking different bacterias and virus and other foreign invaders, such as like parasites. There are 5 types of white blood cells that we're gonna look at, and this is where it gets fun. There's neutrophils, there's lymphocytes, there's monocytes, there's eosinophils, and there are basophils. All of them do specific functions within your immune system. But what happens is when you look at a white blood cell and you aren't actually looking deeper into these 5 different types of white blood cells, you kind of miss what may be going on in your immune system. So these ranges can indicate infections, they can indicate inflammation, and or other medical conditions that people may have. Now, before we get into there, we can't forget about the platelets. So your platelets, these are small blood cells that help with a clotting factor. So if you were to scrape yourself or cut yourself, we all want our blood to be able to clot fast enough that we don't lose too much blood. When our platelets are low, it means that we don't have the clotting factor that we need, and so blood vessels can become injured, and that becomes a medical problem. On the contrary, if you have too many platelets, then you can get like blood clots. So you've heard of people get DVTs. Oftentimes this happens after surgery, which is why they tell people, before surgeries, they tell people to stop taking anything that's going to thin your blood because they don't want you to have too much blood loss during a surgery. But contrary to that, they want you to have some blood thinners on board after surgery because they don't want you to get the blood clots. So it's the platelets that control all of those. Now let's get into the neutrophils. The neutrophils are the most abundant type of white blood cells. They are your body's first responders to any microbial infection, and they engulf and digest different pathogens. So if your neutrophil is on the higher side, there is a very good probability that you've got a bacterial infection somewhere in your body. It doesn't necessarily tell us where it is, how it got there, when it'll go away, and what degree it is, but I want you to think bacteria. Now, if you're looking at blood work, contrary to doing a scan, you're gonna find a percentage. And we like to see those neutrophils around 60%. Then we get into lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the type of white blood cells that play a critical role in your immune response that make up about 30% of your total white blood cells. So neutrophils were 60, now we're looking at lymphocytes as 30. Lymphocytes' main job is all about viral loads. So there are 3 types of lymphocytes. There are B cells, there are T cells, and there are natural killer cells. And what these do is they produce antibodies, they attack infected cells, and they also help destroy different cancer cells and virus-infected cells. So lymphocytes are also very important, but different than the neutrophils. So on lymphocytes, again, I want you to think about viral loads mainly. They also can be attached to some autoimmune diseases and sometimes some cancers. Now, monocytes, the third player in this game. Monocytes are a type of white blood that is an innate part of your immune system that cleans up dead cells and fights chronic infections. So viral infections such as maybe heard of mono or even Epstein-Barr virus. Those are 2 of the main viral loads that we look at when we're looking at monocytes. And now there are other viral loads out in the world that can be utilized by looking for monocytes there. These are produced in your bone marrow and they circulate in your bloodstream. So abnormal monocyte levels can also indicate some infections, inflammatory disease, and some other blood type disorders, but we really are focusing more on viral loads here. Then we get to the eosinophils. Eosinophils make up about 1 to 4% of your total white blood count. And they are a type of white blood cell that are involved in your body's response as it comes to parasites and food allergens. So that 1 to 4% are going to be fighting or combating parasites or food allergens that are involved in whether it's dietary or even environmental toxins that are coming in. So eosinophils release enzymes and toxic proteins that fight parasites, and they also help to try to modulate any kind of allergy or inflammation that are going on. High eosinophils can indicate the responses against infection as well. So whether it's high or whether it's low, I want you to think more of parasite or infections that way. Then there are basophils, and these are the least common type of white blood cell that are part of your immune system. But they also create this histamine response. So I think of them more as an allergic response to food or environmental toxins, but you can't disregard that they are also there to defend against parasites. And that's typically at a 1% or lower. So let's talk about that, because neutrophils were 60%, lymphocytes were 30%, and then you go down to monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils, which makes up a total of 100%. So you're always going to show 100% when you're looking at those ranges. Now, let's be mindful about blood. So blood, when you take blood out, you have to remember that blood is circulating through your body at very fast rates. So when you get your blood drawn, you are just getting a snippet of information at a time. If you go back 5 hours later and take your blood work again, there is a great possibility that these numbers will be different. That is what happens with blood. The same thing will happen when you start to scan. Your body is in a constant state of homeostasis. It's in a constant state of flux. It's at a constant state of trying to balance whatever it can. It's fighting stuff all day long. That is what your immune system is designed to do. So if you're scanning 1 second and rescanning, 10, 15 minutes later, you're gonna get different results. So just be aware of that. Now let's get into the CMP. So your CMP is this comprehensive blood test that is measuring various of substances that are related to overall organs. We talked about kidney function, liver functions, electrolytes, proteins, calcium, glucose, and thyroid is also in there. So when we're looking at your liver functions, that's going to be things like your ALT, your AST, your alkaline phosphatase, your bilirubin, and your GGT. When we're looking at your ALT and AST, these are the most common that are sought after when we're looking at a blood test. If they're elevated, it is a clue that your liver is under stress. Whether it's congestion, whether it's damage, or whether it is your body's defense system against something else going on. Your ALT is the one that's most looked at, and that's going to indicate more of a liver inflammation and damage to your actual liver. Where AST is going to be an indication of also liver inflammation, but also some muscular inflammation and or muscular damage. That is because AST is also found in your muscles, in your brain, and other areas of your body. Then we get down to the one that I like a lot, which is alkaline phosphatase. Most people don't look at alkaline phosphatase. High levels can indicate liver or bone skeletal disorders because ALP, alkaline phosphatase, is not only made in your liver, it's also made in your bones. So when you see this coming up, it's not always liver, it can be something else. But I want you to think about, I want you to first go to liver because that's the area that all of the blood is being produced in. When alkaline phosphatase is low, I want you to think about going to look at potentially some metabolic disruption and or some parasites. Then we get down to the bilirubin and GGT. Now, both of them are a little different, but elevated levels of bilirubin can signify liver dysfunction and or bile duct blockages. Now, bile duct blockages doesn't necessarily mean anything about a gallbladder. It can, because the gallbladder is what stores bile. But there are ducts that go back from your liver to your gallbladder that basically are distributed. And if there is a blockage going on there, the bilirubin can elevate. If the bilirubin is very low, it can also be a bile duct blockage there too. The GGT is the same. Elevated levels can also signify the bile duct congestion happening. Then we get into the kidney function tests. So we've all heard of creatine. Creatinine, some people call it creatine, some people call it creatinine. It comes out however it comes out. But elevated levels are going to indicate impaired kidney function. Now, impaired kidney function can be, is it the secondary organ that is trying to detoxify the body when your liver can't? Or is it by chance dehydration that's happening? The blood urea, BUN, anytime we see this elevated, I often think about either kidney imbalances, kidney problems, or dehydration. Do you have enough sodium? Do you have enough potassium? Have you had enough water in your day to support the function of your kidneys? Because your kidneys are that elimination system that have to flush out everything that is coming through your urinary system. Then there is a ratio between the BUN and the creatinine. These are also going to be an indication of kidney dysfunction. If this ratio is off, you definitely want to go back and look to see what other ratios are off. This one is oftentimes an indication of dehydration as well. Then we get into the electrolytes. That's things like you've heard of sodium, potassium, chloride, carbon dioxide. Now, sodium, potassium, these are huge. Sodium, potassium are truly what give the body the cellular energy that it needs to do all the jobs. I think about it as vitality. I think about it as recovery. I think about it as, does your body have enough energy to even help with digestion? Your sodium itself is going to regulate the fluid balance in your body. And of course, blood pressure. So if you've got high blood pressure or low blood pressure, or you've got some edema happening, or you've got fluid piling up in a knee or an elbow, sure, there might be some inflammation there, but there's also this dysregulation of fluid that can't move. It can also be an indication of some cardiovascular imbalance as well. Potassium is its counterpart. So potassium and sodium are really, they work synergistically together. One is essential for the fluid balance, and potassium is essential for your heart and muscle function. So think about muscles, think about the leg cramps in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep. You go to get up and you just get this muscle cramp. That's oftentimes when your sodium or your potassium level gets too low in comparison to your sodium level. It also disrupts your nervous system, and it also, when you have enough potassium in your body, is going to help with protein and carbohydrate metabolism. When you have protein and carbohydrate metabolism, your body is able to break excess waste down and get it out of your body, so that does help with metabolism. Chloride is going to help with the fluid balance in your body and the pH levels. So if chloride is coming up, another indication that you're dehydrated. Now, we see dehydration all of the time. People think they're drinking tons of water, and they might be, but are you actually getting it into your cells? Because water follows sodium. Water follows electrolytes. And then water also has to be in a small nanoparticle size to be able to get into your cells. Then we have the carbon dioxide, and this indicates the acid base balance. So this is where we talked about earlier, where when you're breathing in oxygen, carbon dioxide is going to be what's being released. And this is the waste product that's carried out by your lungs, but it is in that electrolyte section. Other tests include things like glucose and calcium. Now, glucose is a very good indicator of either pre-diabetes or sometimes diabetes. It depends. Most of the time you're going to want to look for a fasting glucose level. So if this comes up, it's just an indication that, are you breaking down carbohydrates? Are you craving sweets? And then we want to look at, the glucose is a quick snapshot in time. We're going to want to look at what your hemoglobin A1C is doing, because that is a very good indicator over a 2 to 3 month period of what's really going on as far as glucose and insulin are concerned. Then we have your calcium. Now, calcium we know is so important for bone health. And we need other things like boron, vitamin D, magnesium that all help with that bone health. But calcium is also there for muscle function and, of course, nerve signaling. As the body becomes more stressed, we see that calcium levels tend to go up, and they start to store in the soft tissues, which can create a lot of joint pain for people. Now, blood work is an indication of what type of calcium is moving through your blood very quickly. The AO scan is going to provide an indication or patterns of if you start to see calcium coming up high a lot. If you do, there's a good possibility that you've got some calcification happening in your body, again, which can create a lot of inflammation and pain. Then there are other cofactors that we look at when we're looking at a chemistry panel. We talked a little bit about the hemoglobin A1C, which is that glucose level looking over a 2 to 3 month period. Then we're looking at things like uric acid. Now, uric acid is an indicator of how much uric acid or gallstones, I think about gallstones in the body, or even kidney stones. So uric acid can create stones in your body. So we want to see if that level is high. Is it related to the calcium? Is it related to just a genetic predisposition for creating too much uric acid in your body? Phosphorus, I think about as protein. I actually think about it as amino acids. Are you getting enough protein in your diet? And is your body even able to break down that protein to help with any kind of amino acids recovery? And phosphorus is where I tend to look at that one. Then there's cholesterol, there's triglycerides, the HDL, the LDL. These are all indications of your cardiovascular disease, and I think about, or cardiovascular health, should I say, as well as looking at what fatty acids and oils are happening in your body. Cholesterol itself needs to be around 200. Now, you're going to have some doctors say that, if it's much higher than that or much lower than that, they want to put you on a statin. The truth is our body needs cholesterol specifically for our brain health and the production of hormones. So if your cholesterol gets too low, or if you're on a statin and you start to see patterns, it might be worth checking into to see what your cholesterol is doing. If it's below 180, it might be worth talking to your physician about with a statin. It's also an indicator that anytime your cholesterol is out of balance, sometimes the body needs a little bit of CoQ10, which is a coenzyme for your heart. Triglycerides are going to be showing you what your cholesterol level is doing as it relates to glucose and blood sugars. So oftentimes triglycerides can be high or low. HDL is your good cholesterol, while LDL is your not so good cholesterol. Sometimes this is indicative of what people are actually eating. Are you going through drive-thrus and getting hamburgers and French fries and eating a bunch of junk food? Or are you eating a really well-balanced diet? It can be genetic, it can be a lot of different things, but you just want to watch these patterns. Then we have things like iron, TIBC, and ferritin. These are all looking to see if your body has a predisposition for any anemia or imbalances with your blood. So going back to the hemoglobin and hematocrit, or if a female is having menstrual cycles that are very heavy, this can start to show where those iron levels will drop. Or maybe there's a small bleed in the stomach or somewhere else in the body that is not known. If you start to see these numbers dropping, you just know that the body is starting to lose or doesn't have enough blood to transport the oxygen and other vital nutrients through. The HSCRP is a high sensitivity CRP. This is a inflammation marker. So you'll be looking for inflammation. If it keeps coming up high or low, it's an indication of inflammation. TSH is thyroid. That's the hormone that is produced from the pituitary gland to the thyroid gland. It's the communication pathway between those two. There are other thyroid markers that are Not on the chemistry panel right now. They may be in the future. And then we have vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is typically synthesized from the sun. It can be taken orally with some fat-soluble vitamins to help with the absorption of it. So if your vitamin D level keeps coming back low, one of the things, number one, we have the vitamin D K2 supplement that is phenomenal. The second piece is, are you getting enough sunshine first thing in the morning to help create that circadian rhythm? So there are other things to do besides just supplements. So sometimes just doing some habits or lifestyle changes can increase or decrease some of these levels.
Jen is absolutely brilliant.
She is brilliant.
Love listening to her and going into the new area of chemistry in the body systems.
Systems. It's a 15th system.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
And a lot of people post about this already.
Yes.
You see a lot of people involved in this and learning more about that area of the body.
Yep.
It's so powerful. We love that. We love all of the new things that we're launching in the scanner and
That's
have
right.
launched.
That's right. But we also want your opinion. We want to know, and this is our contest this week, so please write in the comments, not in the live chat, but after this video is over, write down what is something new that you would like to see in the scanner.
Yeah, that's that. I think, you know, you can go a little crazy with this one. We can get all kinds of ideas. Throw them at us. We love hearing so many ideas. If you've paid attention to us over the last few years, you notice that it is your suggestions that actually turn into things that we can improve upon.
Always.
We certainly want to do what you would love us to do. And this is a way for us to get that information.
Yeah, so you give us what you want in the scanner and we'll give you, well, 3 people.
Yeah, the top 3 people that we draw, we're going to give the new AO Buds.
People are probably like, what are AO Buds for?
Yeah, AO Buds. These are Bluetooth headphones that you can wear inside the ear, and they're designed so that you can sleep with them in the ear and they don't get in the way.
That's right.
This builds on the whole idea of what would you do while you're falling asleep?
I would listen to MindSync.
Yes.
But I don't want you to have to listen to my MindSync, and I don't want to listen to yours.
Why not?
So,
Mine's pretty good.
So we wear our AO Buds. We listen to our own MindSync as we're falling asleep. You can also use them though for inner voice and anything else. But anyway, we're gonna give away 3 AO Buds next week to 3 of you. Have a great week. All will launch on the 5th of March. Just kidding. The 6th of March.
Oh, you said 5th
I
too
did.
before.
I
Darn.
did. It is so hot in here. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Chemistry is the 15th program in the body systems under, and lymphocytes oh my gosh.